What's up, guys? Does anyone remember those 1990s gaming magazines? You know, the ones that we all were so excited to get? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Well, welcome everyone to the Dr. Blue Duck podcast. And the 90s. Back to the 90s. The cartoons were great. The shows were great. It was an interesting era. Now, I grew up as a young kid in the 80s, but a lot of my childhood was in the 90s. A lot of my gaming was in the 90s. It was a time where if you wanted gaming news or reviews or cheats, you didn't just Google it. You actually had to go into a store, spend some sort of money, which was a lot for me back then, and flip through the glossy pages with colorful screenshots, pixelated arts, and the occasional free poster to get your gaming news. I remember walking through the local grocery store, going to that magazine aisle, you know, the one that had some books and they had like toys and stuff. Typically it was near the cereal as well. And each gaming magazine had its own personality. I mean, Nintendo Power, of course, was more like a love letter from Nintendo themselves. It was full of tips, exclusive previews, and let's be honest, those fun fan-submitted letters with artwork that were sometimes more interesting than the article themselves. I mean, you got to see real players with real struggles. How do I beat Bowser without dying? Or I can't find all the Star Fox coins. Then there was GamePro. This magazine had a different vibe. It felt more cool, more edgy. I mean, this was a magazine for gamers who were serious about all consoles, Sega, Nintendo, eventually the PlayStation. The reviews were memorable, partly because of their 5-point scale for graphics, sound, gameplay, and fun factor. And who could forget the comic-style illustrations of their reviewers? I mean, they were almost characters in their own rights. And of course, we have Electronic Gaming Monthly, or EGM for the cool kids, which was the kind of insider edition of gaming magazines. It had a strong focus on insider news, cheat codes, in-depth reviews. I mean, you could always count on EGM for things like first screenshots of upcoming games or rumors that would even make your head spin. Sometimes those rumors were wildly inaccurate, but that was kind of the fun of it. You got to meet with your friends later and discuss if you even believed them or not. One thing I loved about these magazines was the sense of discovery that they created. I mean, there was no patch notes, no YouTube walkthroughs back then, no Reddit spoilers. If you wanted to know about a new game, you had to wait for that issue to hit the shelves. Man, I remember waiting after school for the mailman to come and make the delivery and just praying that today was the day that my new gaming magazine would be delivered. And I would pore over the screenshots, read the previews, and sometimes even tape cheat codes on my notebook for later. Every delivery of my gaming magazines was a special event. It wasn't just reading, it was an overall experience. And let's talk about those ads. 1990s gaming magazine ads were wild. You see everything from flashy console ads to weird peripheral ads. Remember the Power Glove? How about the 3DO or the Atari Jaguar? I got the Atari Jaguar for Christmas one year, and it was so horrible that my parents were able to send it back and get me a Sega CD instead, which was like way better. There were also those ads for those third-party controllers, and some of those ads were like so over the top. They were like some surreal acid trip or something. They were just weird. But they perfectly captured the era's optimism, where gaming felt like something that was exploding, something that was huge and exciting, something that was new and still underground. Another thing that stands out about these magazines was the community aspect. Magazines had letter sections where the readers could write in with tips, fan arts, or even complaints. You felt like you actually got a sense of real everyday people's voices. Even your own tip might appear in the next issue or some of your own fan arts. One time when I was little, I remember being so excited because I did this fan arts competition where you could send in your own decorated Nintendo Game Boy, and they chose like the top 3 and they actually made those Game Boys. Yeah, mine did not win. But these magazines helped shape gaming communities before the internet really connected all of us together. And of course, let's not forget the collectible nature of these magazines. Some people would keep these old magazines like treasure. Some would even cut out some pages and post them up on the wall, or cut out certain guides and tape them onto a composition book to refer back to later. Looking back, these magazines weren't just reading material. They were artifacts of an era. But by the late 1990s, the internet started changing the game. It changed the game a lot. Gaming websites began to pop up offering instant news and reviews. Magazines like EGM and GamePro tried to adapt, but the magic of flipping through the physical magazine, filling the pages, seeing the full color artwork, and discovering things on accident was something that was lost to history. The internet just gave us our news so much faster and changed so many things. I remember when I first started reading digitally on my iPad, I picked up a gaming magazine and I went to zoom in the fonts and I was like, oh, that doesn't work. So if you grew up in the 90s, chances are that you have at least a few memories sitting in your room, leafing through Nintendo Power, EGM, or GamePro and feeling like you were a part of a secret club, a club only for insiders, for the people who actually subscribed or purchased the magazine. It's a special nostalgia. It's a reminder of how far gaming culture has come. Although I know it's pointless to have them today, I do wish to sometimes still just grip onto a physical gaming magazine and flip through those pages to be transported back to a time when gaming news itself felt like a unique adventure, so much more than just scrolling through some feed. So speaking about reading, I am actually writing a book called Christian Gaming Dad. I'm posting it right now for free on my Substack. You can see the link below, and it won't be free forever. Eventually I'll publish it on Amazon, but right now I'm posting chapter after chapter and it's completely free. So feel free to check that out. Also, if you want to purchase my book that is published, it's on Amazon. Just go ahead and see the link below as well. It's called Modern Proverbs, and it's a devotional book for young men going through difficult times of transition. So if you have a young teen or you're even a 20-something-year-old guy yourself and you just feel like you need some guidance, you need some encouragements, Modern Proverbs might be a great book for you. So I want to encourage you to check that out. And also, I'm trying to grow this gaming community here. I'm a full-time art teacher. I love gaming. I love my family. I love God, and I want to build a community that's the same. So if you want to help me grow this community, I would appreciate the support. And as always, be kind, use your minds, and game on.